In a family, if you have to tolerate each other, then constant input is required. In situations where you have to give constant emotional input, it is a broken family, even though you may be together. When we go on expecting things in our relationship from the other, what happens? When that expectation is not fulfilled, we think less of the other person. Over a period of time, this relationship somehow it's strained simply out of this expectation. How do we apply a scientific principle in this relationship? Let's consider the aspect of entropy in physics. In physics, entropy is the degree of disorder or randomness in the system. The second law of thermodynamics says that entropy increases with time. It reflects the instability of a system over a period of time if there is nothing to stabilize it. When you enter a room of your son or a daughter who is just 5, 6 years old, 10 years old, you bring one toy, you bring second toy, you bring third toy. Books are lying everywhere. What happens if there is no help from our side as parents to fix this? Keep the toys in right places, keep the clothes in right places, put books in proper places. Some effort is required to make the place neater and clean. Somebody has to do it. External input is required to fix things in order. In human relationships, entropy also develops if there is nothing to bring order to it. We have interactions day after day, and we let things build up inside us. We keep harboring things, and one day we explode, unless we do something about it. We need input to stabilize any relationship, to iron out the wrinkles or differences, so that we don't harbor and store things forever. But do we really need constant input to bring stability and maintain a relationship? That would be a high maintenance relationship that you have to fuel so much. You have to make adjustment all the time. When constant input is required every time there is a fight or tension with a friend or family member, you will require greater input each time. Imagine you come late at home and you have to justify to your spouse, honey, I'm sorry, I have stuck somewhere because whatever. Second time it happens, third time it happens. And we have to go on saying whatever be the reasons. But in true relationships, you just mention what has happened, and that is enough. There is no defense, but only description of what has happened. In a family, if you have to tolerate each other, then constant input is required. In situations where you have to give constant emotional input, it is a broken family, even though you may be together. In true relationship, it is not the tolerance that rules the life, but acceptance of each other, which is arising out of love, mutual love. In such a state of love, where things are taken for granted, you don't need explanations. You don't have to speak lies. You don't need to manipulate any reasons. So it is the love that you have in your heart, that is the input that stabilizes relationships. Love brings a greater level of acceptance. From where does this love come? From a pure heart, from a truthful, genuine heart. In families, where we are taught to love, to sacrifice, to accept, to remain pure, we are able to let go of everything. We can remove the incompatibility by understanding this principle of entropy. When heart is at rest, heart is content, heart is in love, it doesn't question anything, doesn't demand anything. Suppose you don't accept certain situation, then what happens? There is a problem, there is a situation, and you say, no, I will not accept this situation. Fine. There is another way of looking at it, and you say, okay, let me see. Suppose I accept this situation. Then you will study the situation, why you are accepting it. Secondly, you will learn something out of the situation. But if you snap out and say, I will not accept this, then you will not be able to study the situation. And secondly, you will not learn anything out of this. You will not become wiser. And on top of that, you will strain the relationship. So, to arrive at such a state of the heart which accepts, which loves, which remains content in a state of compassion, this is possible only when I go deep within my heart, touch the real conscience, feel that real conscience all the time. Allow that conscience to rule our life. When one transcends all these differences within oneself as well as within friends and family circles, then there's beauty to such a life. Key is to go deeper within your consciousness and touch the pure conscience. With the help of transmission, yogic transmission we call pranahuti, meditation becomes deeper and deeper each time we practice it. So, what have we learned out of this? The key to happiness is to remain in tune with our inner purity, with our inner compassionate state, inner chambers of the pure heart. And when we remain pure and innocent like little children, then magical thing happens. One craves to go to heaven. The religions talk about our ascension into heaven. But such a heart, such a simple and pure heart, loving heart, when it is made so, the heavens descend. We don't have to go to heaven. Heaven itself descends into our heart. There is joy all the time.